My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
All right, today is June 23, 2026. It is 5:17 a.m. I just finished edit whatever I recorded yesterday, and I'm kind of like, I don't want to record anything. I'm trying to clear my mind. We're about to go on vacation, and the thing that's happening on around the world in the US is just depressing after depressing kind of topic events that's going on. But I took a while to put this list together, so let's go straight to it. I don't know. Actually, this one I didn't put it on the list, but it seems like whatever Trump did with the reflected poll and DC, they're putting, how do you call this? Like secret service people without any uniform to guard it. And if people are checking I may have put it on the list, so let me leave it alone. But let me finish the thought. It seems like they put secret agents with plain clothes to watch whoever's gonna touch the water and then do whatever, either arrest or I don't know. A waste of money. They have a plan for something. All right, so this is the first suite. Polished and plated and shining in gold, a very expensive story repeatedly told, grinds fixed firmly for every parade, while ordinary folks foot the bills they've made, the world's priciest ornament proudly displayed. More of the image. Those ornaments are outdated, useless, and tacky. Abolish the monarchy. Alright, so that's one of those images. I really haven't been online as much. Next one, this is another image. This one I think I shared it on my community board. The absolute goal of parading a fake early years scam project while your rabid followers run around dehumanizing and abusing a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old is astounding. How is it possible for anyone to be so evil? Oh, so the image that for Father's Day that Megan put out, so the derangers are going negative about it. Oh my god, this is what I'm saying. These people, they just shut them off and let stuff happen. If this is true, because I didn't come across, I don't follow the derangers and the papers. If the squad don't talk about it, I will not know. But if this is what's happening, this is when Kate should have stand up and talk against it. But they are part of the problem. Next tweet. Alright, so there's this here. I don't think people remember what a terrible human this man is. King Charles justified the government preventing his son from having security by arguing that a successful attack on Prince Harry will not significantly disturb the British public. Okay, I completely forgot about this. Now that I'm reading this, is that I think I post something. What did I post? Oh, Keir Starmer is quitting. He quit, right, being prime minister. And I think let me go on my community board, because I think I said something like this is the time for Harry should change his yeah, there it is here. Okay, so there's some comment. I'll read that. Okay. If I were Harry, this is the time to change plan. Whatever deal he had with the government, things just change. It has been done before, and they never forget. What I mean by it has been done before is this video. You could go on what I think PYTE. Where is it? It's not showing properly. It's a video that I did that was way before all of the stuff, before the Oprah interview. It's like at the beginning where I started talking about Harry and Meghan, and I had a vision. I remember exactly where I was when that came, and I saw, this is the vision why I made this video, because it was so strange to me. And how do I come out and say what I saw without sound crazy? So this is how I interpret what I'm about to explain. The vision that I saw. I was in the kitchen in my house near the sink, and out of nowhere I saw that there's an image. Look at the screen where Harry and Meghan's coming through a door, something like this. But this one, it was only Harry who's coming through that same exact door. That's the vision, okay? And then he was coming to hug William. And then I saw a knife in William's hand. That's where I saw the backstabbing. And that's when everything came to clear to me. I was like, oh my God, they're behind. I knew before the Oprah interview, before everything else. Whatever date you see in this video, it has been done before. It probably a day after I had that vision, I made it and interpreted. And I'm still standing by it. And this is why I put it here. But anyway, let's get back to this tweet, to this post. Okay, it has been done before, and they never forget. The core objective remained the same. That's all. Okay, and I put this video, the thumbnails of this video. My subscribers who've been there, my 200 in particular, who've seen this video, this is what I mean by that. Okay, I think this might be the first time I'm mentioning the vision, explaining what I actually saw. Okay. And this is the result of my vision to making this video. And I was like, how can I explain this is what's happening? And this let me get the thumbnails because I can't seem to open it. Okay, I went to PYTE. This is it here. This is the video. It was done August 17, 2020. That's when I published it. All right, so that's the date you should go by. So what I did here, Toussaint Louverture, is Haitian, one of those who helped defeat the French and whatever. So I use his example, his death, how the French was able to get him. Okay? What is it? Because they can't fight the Haitians. There's a video, I think I scheduled it for Wednesday, where it explained the history of Haiti, how Haiti defeat Napoleon, the Brits, the Spanish, you know, those superpowers. Okay, so to get this guy to go to France in order for them to pretty much kill him, they didn't really kill him, but they imprisoned him, mistreated him, and I think he died of what's that thing when you don't have not only malnutrition, other thing where they didn't give him things to keep his body warm. What's the disease? It's not a disease, it's kind of a sickness. So the French asked him to go to France so they could talk with him. Okay, but the moment he got in France, they shackled him, they imprisoned him, and then they did what they did until he died in prison. So that's the example that I use. Now with the Invictus, I saw from the beginning, from the Netherlands to the Germany Invictus until now. When I covered the Netherlands Invictus, one of the things I realized, which I mentioned in the video that I was doing to highlight the Invictus Netherlands, and I was like, how come nobody of official, the royal family, elected official, did not come out and support the vet who were participating in the Invictus game? It was near the end. There's the thumbnails. It was near the end where things was almost, maybe there were probably 1 or 2 games left, but the last day of, someone from something defense, I think, in the UK came out. At least that's what I saw. Okay, that's what I saw. If they did anything prior, okay, if the government or the royal family had I'm talking about the Netherlands Invictus, if any official have said something prior, I apologize. I did not see it. Okay? I did not see it. I was talking based on things that I saw. It was near the end, an official from something defense who came out and said something to support the participant of the Invictus. And I was like, why now? When they really needed them, when they were competing in the middle, at the beginning of the Invictus thing, why didn't they come and support them? I highlighted it. Then the following, I think it was the Germany one, and out of nowhere, this guy came out and said they're gonna try to bid for the Invictus and all of that. And this, he mentioned the amount of money that they're spending to get the Invictus to come to the UK. And I'm like, but last year nobody decided, didn't even support them. Why now? And then fast forward, the two countries that were last to to host the Invictus, the US and the UK. I was not for the US, even though at that time we did not have Trump. It was Biden. Everything looked very progressive. We're moving the right direction and things like that in the country. I was not even for the US to host it. I was thinking of South Korea from the beginning. I was like, South Korea should have gotten it. Because the reason I gave was that in Asian country, they don't, when you become disabled, I did look into it, they don't give many disabled people any priority and things like that. And I thought that would be a good way for them to display what people with disabilities can do with new technologies and all that. That was my reason wanting South Korea to have it. But I think later on I find out, I don't think they had put their bid in for that time frame. I think they put their bid for the next one. I don't remember which country, which date they had put their bid on. So that was my view of during that time. Okay, so now all of a sudden the UK is gonna be hosting it, and there were issues with the Commonwealth Games where the country could not even host it because of money issues. But for some reason, they have money. They spend that much money for the Invictus. That's why I'm like, and then now, I think it was yesterday, I do not have that tweet on my list to share with you. And now they have the Prime Minister stepping down. Now, my calculation for this was like, okay, it seems like the government, before Keir Starmer stepped down, it seems like the government had some sort of agreement with Harry, perhaps, where Harry will go certain places. They will know in advance that Harry's gonna go certain places to represent the UK as a whole. So maybe they can move for some sort of agreement. I do not know. Okay, to still make the UK government look good. But now that he stepped down, and I'm like, Harry, do your thing. Reassess. Something is not right to me. Something is not right to me. Because similar to Biden, I have said, this is things I'm processing myself. It's not written anywhere. I see the action. I see what's written. I see what the people are actually doing. This is how I'm assessing my viewpoint. Similar to Biden, which I have spoken, I said, I think there's something they wanted, whoever that person is, who wanted Biden to do something. And Biden rejected it and said, I'm not going to do it. Rather than continue his presidency, he decided to step down. There's Biden. He's walking fine. He was at the Obama Center, walking, and he was fine. He could still be president right now if he had stayed. But there's something that had happened during his presidency they probably wanted him to do, and he said no, he's not going to do it. But instead, he stepped down. Okay, and then they went on full blast on racism. Okay, so, and during Biden presidency, leading up to the 2024 election, something had happened. I don't know what it is. President Obama went to 10 Downing Street. I think that's where the Prime Minister is. and couple of things popped up, and I'm like, he's not in office. Why is he going over there? You know, things like that. I was questioning myself. The conclusion that I come with myself, okay, putting one and one together with phone hacking, with all sort of things that's happening with the media in the UK and now in the US. And I said, I think the reason why Obama went to 10 Downing Street is that Biden did not want to talk on the phone with whoever at the end, whoever's in the UK. Biden did not want to talk on the phone about whatever it was that was happening. He only sent the only person he trusted. My conclusion, okay, my humble opinion. He sent President Obama to 10 Downing Street to get the information for him and then bring it back to Biden. Okay, that's what I think why Obama went to 10 Downing Street at that time. Okay, and then things happened, maybe discussion in between happened, and Biden was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. And they probably put pressure on him. You see the kind of gang type of government that is running. And Biden was like, I'll step down, and then put Kamala Harris decided run and did what needs to be done really quickly to be eligible to be on the ballot. Okay, and then Trump went full racist, and MAGAs came out, and immigrants who didn't understand the assignment went along with it, and this is where we are now. And now Keir Starmer stepped down. Harry better be careful. This is my opinion right now. Maybe this will be a video by itself because I talk too much and it's only one tweet or two tweets. All right, so go on PYTE. This is where the video is. It has been done before. I don't know. I don't remember how I explained my vision or whatever, but I remember the content of that video. All right, so back on X. All right. Oh, so this is why all of this came about, where Charles doesn't care what happened to Harry, whether he alive or not. And Harry literally said when he went to court, he was very surprised to find out that Charles even called different places, different countries to not provide security for his son.
Arguments. At this point, I'm feeling very let down. It's the minority of people, especially those that read the tabloids and the press themselves. The press themselves have incited so much hatred towards myself, my wife, and even our children. That's hard to forgive. I actually couldn't believe it. I thought with all the disagreements and all of the chaos that's happening, the one thing that I could rely on is my family keeping me safe. And not only did they decide to remove my security in the UK, but they also signaled to every single government around the world not to protect us.
So what makes you think now that he's back in the UK, if he goes back to the UK, and they will treat him with any different? Maybe there was some stuff that the government was doing for Harry, and Harry had to, it's like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. You do this for us, go represent us, different places, and we'll do this for you when you come in the UK or something like that. So they probably don't like it, and we are close to the, I think, leading to the 1 year for the Invictus. I think that's what Harry will be going to the UK for. He already announced he'll be going. But the papers keep on saying some nonsense that Meghan is coming. I haven't come across it. And I've been kind of off the internet, so maybe they have been. So let's finish with this. Sir Jim said it was simply incorrect to struggle that there were no evidence that the issue of impact was considered, adding that the death of Diana, Princess of Wales, Harry's mother, was raised as part of the decision. He added, Ravik gave greater weight to the impact on state function being lessened as a result of the change, over likely significant public upset were a successful attack on Harry to take place. So there's that. This is a better copy of what I have. I need to take another screenshot of it. And what happened to Princess Diana when she lost her royal protection. Lost for words, how can any father or grandfather be so dismissive of the safety of his own son? No. They all for popularity, and they take those things as if it's air and water or something. One of the coolest thing a father could say, and he doubled down based on what was said in court, calling other government or countries to not provide him security. And the chase that happened in New York, I remember there were at that time leading up to, because the event was announced that Harry and Meghan were gonna be, or Meghan was gonna receive that award, so it was announced way ahead. And the derangers, the royal rats, or whoever's writing their BS, put some sort of bounty. And that's how the chase happened, because people wanted money and they pretty much sent people to go after them.
To TMZ Live, Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So Meghan and Harry had quite the night. It started out very glamorous with a lot of acclaim. Meghan got an award, and it was a very glitzy event. We'll get into that in a minute. But the headline turns out not to be what happened at the event. It's what happened after.
Right. As their spokesperson describes it, and as we have confirmed with independent sources, that there was a harrowing, in fact, they say near catastrophic 2-hour chase around New York City, paparazzi chasing them. And it all started right here. This is around 10 p.m. as they left the Ziegfeld Theater and they got into their SUV. Well, what happened once they got in that SUV is a chase that at times got up to speeds of 80 miles per hour. And I know you may be thinking, where in New York City are you going to drive 80 miles per hour?
That would be the FDR.
The FDR Drive on the east side of Manhattan. They were doing 80, trying to shake photographers who were chasing them.
And they were right on their tail.
Yeah, and they had, this was not just Harry and Meghan in their single SUV. They actually had an entourage that, it's clear that they anticipated some of this.
Clearly, they were in an SUV. There were 2 security SUVs that were tailing them, and then there was a 4th SUV that eventually was used to try and block traffic to thwart the paparazzi that were following them.
Right.
Now, they say that pedestrians were almost hit, cars were almost hit, a couple of police officers almost
were involved,
hit.
right?
So I know this sounds crazy, but we have confirmed, like Charles said, that this really did last 2 hours. So there were times when they went to various police stations trying to get some help, or
trying to get help, or trying to
get
shake
cover.
the paparazzi. So the video we're about to show you, this is them an hour, almost an hour and a half after leaving the theater. They've been in this chase. They've been on the FDR going 80 miles per hour. And now they've gone back to a police precinct, and they get into a yellow cab. They get out of their SUV. They get into a yellow cab.
And it's to shake the paparazzi. They're figuring nobody would think they'd get in the yellow cab, so they get in it at the police station and drive away, and they're thinking we're going to shake the paparazzi.
But
that did not
clearly,
happen.
you can see the paparazzi knew they were there. That's their security guard, who gets out of the front seat and is trying to get the photographers to back up.
You can see the thinking behind getting in a yellow cab. It might blend in more with all of the other yellow cabs in New York City, so they could sort of make a hasty retreat and lose the paps, but it didn't work at all. And this does sound absolutely harrowing. People driving the wrong way, apparently cars getting up on sidewalks. And for Harry, this has to be traumatizing, because his mother was killed during a pap chase in Paris in 1997 when he was just 12 years old. So all those memories had to come flooding back when he's in the car.
So this cab that left that police station kind of circled, apparently, and then came back, I don't know, 15 minutes later.
10, 15 minutes later, goes back to the precinct. They get out of the cab.
And got back in the SUV that they were in originally, because I'm guessing here they didn't want the cab driver to
be
try
involved
and well, also they don't know how good of a driver he is.
Yeah. And by the way, the cab driver himself might have been like, I don't want any part of this. I didn't know that there was a chase going on.
Right.
So they
came back to the precinct, got in an SUV, and this lasted until midnight. Now, a lot of people have kind of suggested or wondered, why didn't they just go to the place where they were going to stay? Well, the answer we got was they didn't want bedlam at that place. They were staying at a friend's house.
Right, staying at a friend's house, private residence, and They had the photographers following them at that point. They just didn't want to bring all of that chaos to their friend. And so they made the decision to drive around until it all died down. And
so their people issued this statement.
Last night, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Ms. Ragland, because Meghan's mom was there, were involved in a near catastrophic car chase at the hands of a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi. This relentless pursuit, lasting over 2 hours, resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians.
And that paper came out, they put it out and they remove it. All right. One of the coolest thing a father could say, your death will mean less than nothing because the world is so much worse now. He is out. All right. So, whatever I've said about Harry has been done before. And on my community board, I was like, he should think twice. This is how I put my conclusion, my crazy thinking. All right. Let me see what's the next tweet I have on the list, if it's worth putting together and then make it one video. So there's this here. William is well past the halfway point of his project. He has burned through millions of pounds, but we have yet to see him build a single home and hand over the keys. Wolf sleeping is worse than ever. Are you beginning to think this was William dressing up his legal obligation to build affordable ones as a charitable endeavor? Is he doing something now? Okay, I don't follow them, so I don't know. Homelessness can end. All right, blame the government for homelessness, not the monarchy. All right, there's 3 comments here. He should have said he could end it, then shut it. All right. 14 years of Tories, cutbacks, and austerity. 14 years of Tories. Okay, so people saying the Tories. Yes, the government as well, but still. There's all of that. All right, let me move. Go to the next one. He did say he was gonna end, what is it? What? Peace to the Middle East? All right, next one. Best papa in the world. The Wails family message on Father's Day lacked warmth and authenticity. However, the Sussex family's Father's Day's message penned by the Duchess of Sussex is heartfelt, warm, and genuine. The difference between both messages is stark. I should not even be talking about this because I forgot that yesterday, Sunday, not today's Tuesday, it's Tuesday. Sunday, I forgot it was Father's Day. Completely forgot. Completely forgot. All right, brace yourself for more reckless tax and spend. All right, did Charles give an interview? What could possibly make Prince William the best papa in the world to the Daily Express? Was Willie done anything outside of royal duty? And Louis, besides a photo app, roll around the grass? Exactly. Won't be surprised me if the message was written by their staff at KP, so disingenuous. Let me leave them alone. Like I said, I even forgot. But what helped me is that I cook his favorite meal. Not knowing it was Father's Day. And the worst thing is, my husband had asked, let's go out and eat. And I asked him, why? Not knowing it was Father's Day. And I was like, we're going to go on vacation. We're going to be eating and all of that. And he agreed. And I was like, I'll cook and I'll do this and I'll do that. And there was something that he said. And, he thanked me for the food. And that was, I said something, I forgot how I responded, and that's how I found out it was Father's Day. And then yesterday I text my brother-in-laws and I said, I'm sorry, I forgot it was Father's Day. And I told them partial of the story. I didn't even wish my husband happy Father's Day. They were laughing at me. Oh my God. Okay, next tweet. Don't be fooled by the sporadic terrorists and the toxic British media lies. 30 days notice is a farce. The options are: 1, protection if royal family invite him and control his movement. 2, 30 days notice. F the risk, no protection. Here's a phone number, call in case of emergency. 1 minute and 44.
Basis when you go.
So the details of the security I can't talk about. All I will say is that the last R&B assessment that I was given, I scored the highest. The only person within the family that scored anywhere near that was my grandmother. overnight, I was reduced to the lowest. This case-by-case basis has been used by RAVEC and also by large sections of the British press to say, well, what's the big problem? You're given something on a case-by-case basis. Unfortunately, that case-by-case basis is separated by the reason for my visit. Sorry, just to give you more context on that, it's not really a case-by-case basis. It's an either-or. If you're invited to the UK by your family, then we will give you security. If you come for any other reason, then you will get a very low amount of security. I'm not going to confirm what that is, but it is completely insufficient. Somewhere along the line, people have talked about the fact that it really, all it is someone on the end of a phone. So, no matter how much private security I have around me, there's only so much that I can do and operate and function within the UK when it comes to supporting my charities, visiting my friends, all of these things. So, I've been treated very, very, very differently to everybody else that exists. All examples that exist, past, present, I have been singled out.
And the thing is that there have been other people with lower visibility, lower priority people have given top security. I don't understand why he needs protection. Where is the threat? They are not working warriors, just in name only. This person probably don't know. Do you think anyone wishing to harm him or his family will take that into consideration? Sorry, we won't harm you because you are a non-working warrior. The threat is still the same. Okay, Andrew is not a working warrior, whatever that means. If nothing at all, prove what they do. But remember, he was recently confronted by a member of public. Let me pause for a second. Yeah, I just went and get this, copy it and paste it here. Where was I? I took a while because I was watching a video. A white guy was bothering, looked like an Asian. I couldn't see the other guy's face if it was Asian, bothering him on a train. And then the Asian guy, I assume, keep on telling the white guy to stop, but the guy refused, and then he kicked the white guy in the face. But anyway, so that's it for this video. I spent too much time on this. Alright, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that's that. As I share my videos, just keep on watching the revenue, estimate revenue. Unbelievable. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
We ask for forgiveness and please come back.